Welcome to Curious Minds. Get ready to feed your curiosity with the most interesting facts and knowledge from around the world. On today's video, we will explore the surprising origins of 8 everyday icons and phrases. Join us as we go over their fascinating history and learn why we use them today. Up first, we have the floppy disk. This universal save icon is familiar when saving a document or file, but did you know it was first introduced in 1971? Floppy disks were used to store computer files like documents and images. However, by the 90s, CDs and later USB drives replaced them, making them a relic of the past. Today, a typical floppy disk has a storage capacity of 1.4 megabytes, while a modern USB drive can hold up to 1 terabyte. That's equivalent to an astounding 700,000 floppy disks. While they're not widely used anymore, some institutions still rely on them today. Next on our list is a phrase that you may have used to silence a loudmouth.
Put a sock in it, man!
Put a sock in it is perhaps a nicer way of silencing someone. It may not be as popular if you're accustomed to more colorful ways of saying this. But have you ever wondered where this phrase originated from? The colloquial British phrase originated in the early 20th century. The origins of the phrase are believed to be from the days of phonographs, where sticking a sock in the horn of the phonograph was the only way to quiet it down, as there were no volume controls. So, next time you hear it or say put a sock in it, you'll know the surprising origins of this phrase. Up next on our list is a phrase that you may have used to describe hitting the sack or going to bed, hit the hay. But where did this phrase come from? The origins of this phrase can be traced back to the rural past, when farmers would literally hit the hay to make sure it was comfortable and free of bugs before sleeping. Later on, hitting the hay referred to going to sleep on a bed stuffed with hay. Luckily nowadays we have foam bedding instead. Fun fact, the phrase hit the hay was first recorded in the late 1800s, and is still going strong today. Number 4 on our list is the phrase, show your true colors.
See, Batman has shown Gotham your true colors, unfortunately.
Showing your true colors is often used to describe when someone reveals their true character or intentions, usually in a surprising or negative way. The phrase has its origins in naval history. In times of peace, a ship would fly a flag that showed the ship's true identity, often with the colors of the country the ship was from. However, in times of war, a ship might fly a false flag in an attempt to deceive their enemies. When they came close to another ship, they would be forced to show their true colors by lowering the false flag and raising their true national flag. This was an act of revealing one's true allegiance, much like how the phrase is used today to describe someone revealing their true character. Number 5, Crocodile Tears. This phrase refers to false or insincere displays of emotion. The phrase suggests that someone is pretending to be upset or crying, when in reality they are not truly affected by the situation. It's used to describe someone who feigns sadness or remorse for their actions, in order to gain sympathy or avoid consequences. The origin of the phrase crocodile tears comes from an old belief that crocodiles would shed tears while they ate their prey. This was thought to be a sign of insincere sadness, as they were crying while they enjoyed their meal. In reality, crocodiles produce tears to keep their eyes moist and free of debris or dust. It has nothing to do with sorrow. Number 6, trailer. Have you ever wondered why movie previews are called trailers? The reason is because these previews used to be played after a main feature. Thus, a trailer. This practice started as early as 1912. Over time, trailers evolved to become more elaborate, with the addition of music, voiceovers, and longer durations. At some point, marketers realized that to prevent people from missing trailers by leaving after the main feature, they could instead place them at the beginning of a movie. This was a hit with audiences as trailers became entertaining in their own right. And so, the word trailer stuck, even though they are now shown before the main feature. Next, we have a two-parter. The phone icon and how it led to the phrase, hang up. The icon of course represents what a popular phone used to look like in the past. These corded handsets became popular back in the 1970s. They may be unfamiliar to younger generations since all they've known is smartphones. To end the call with one of these devices, you would literally have to hang up the handset on the phone's cradle, and thus the phrase hang up was born, and it's stuck around. Nowadays we say hang up, but we're actually just pressing a button. No longer do you have the satisfaction of dramatically and emphatically hanging up on someone, but at least you don't have to maintain a physical contact book. Lastly, we have the phrase, cold feet. Having cold feet means feeling hesitant or unsure about a decision or a situation. But where did this phrase come from? One theory is that it originates from a passage in Stephen Crane's 1896 novel, Maggie, A Girl of the Streets. Another theory suggests it comes from soldiers during World War I who were afflicted with a condition called trench foot, which is caused by standing in wet and cold conditions for extended periods of time. Regardless of its origin, the phrase has become a common idiom in the English language. While cold feet may be associated with fear or indecision, sometimes it may be better to have cold feet than to be a hothead. Taking a moment to consider a decision before making it can often lead to better outcomes in the long run. We hope you've enjoyed this list and learned something new. Let us know what you thought in the comments and if there's any other fascinating phrases that you know of. If you've enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and remember to always stay curious.